guys. Welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas. We are on
Day number 5.
with MJ Timmons, the designer with the mostest, and yours truly, Mary Brulette.
Hey, how are you guys? I'm actually just going to go live on my platform here. So, excuse me if we have to reintroduce ourselves. So, hold on just 1 second. Hello. This is MJ, your favorite traveling interior designer slash Airbnb host, co-host, and super host. And today on our 12 Days of Christmas series, we are on day 5 of setting up the business basics. And guess what? I got a little help from my special guest. Let's see.
Let's
See
see.
here.
Here, come closer to me. MJ thinks I'm going to bite him, guys.
Oh no. All right, let's know if you can see us. Perfect. I think we're on both screens.
Awesome.
Okay, perfect. The game is all here. If you've been tuning in to a couple of our lives, you'll see that we actually did a live based on building relationships and business. Um, and how it carries you into new business ventures or new projects. Little backstory: Miss Mary has been my saving angel when I was purchasing my home, my very first home. She was the one texting me late night, make sure you got this, make sure you got that, get me ready for the process, and just from start to finish, she had my back. And from there, we just kind of grew, just almost like family.
Yep, absolutely.
So I thought it would be great to introduce the queen, the queen of the business topics, and we're kind of going over some of the topics, subtopics in this category, and we actually have some giveaways and links for you guys to go ahead and get started for the new year, get your business up and running. And showing you how to maneuver from using your own personal money to letting your business fund itself.
Exactly. So it starts with the basics, MJ. The first thing is they have to have a business. And a lot of times, we start out as sole proprietors, which is okay because you still get some tax benefits from it. But you want to grow. That's the whole point in being in business. I just got through telling MJ one of my favorite phrases, work your business around your life, not your life around your business. And that's the whole reason that we become entrepreneurs and decide to take charge of things so that we can have that work life balance that sometimes you don't get when you work for someone else's business. And so it starts with knowing how to get started, and you start with deciding how your business is going to be structured. Are you going to be an LLC? Are you going to be an S corp? Are you going to be a C corp? What's the difference? And how do you decide? And you've got professionals like myself. I coach people from very small to very large, and we just figure it out together based on how your company is going to be structured and if you've got a product or a service and what does that look like over time. And most people will end up starting with that LLC because there's so much you can do with that. You're not just a person that's in business, but now you're a legal company, a legal business, which can file its own tax returns. If you make more than $25,000 profit in a year's time, there's a form that you can fill out before March of the upcoming tax season that can change you from just an LLC to an LLC that's taxed as an S corp. And the biggest difference between the LLC and the S corp on the taxes is, do you have a W-2 salary coming in versus are you 1099 in yourself or doing K1 profits? And when you are 1099 in yourself and filling out that Schedule C, you've got self-employment taxes that come in that can be costly if you make X number of dollars. And so to get around that, you start paying yourself a W-2 income that you turn in a W-2 to IRS every year and take taxes and everything out for your business, but now it gets you around those self-employment taxes. So we talk about growth because I don't believe that you're going to stay like this forever. Businesses are meant to grow. And so we start talking about how that looks and what the difference is. Then once we get through that part, we start talking about EINs and why are they important? It's like the social security number that's for your business. Everything's tracked under that number, and you want your business to eventually become its own entity. So your business should be like another person sitting at the table. It should be able to get its own credit, its own bank account, it's filing its own taxes, it's its own person. So we start the steps one by one to show you how to make that happen and to make sure that you're doing everything the correct way. And, making sure that even when you're small, there are things that you can apply for credit wise that are being tracked. And have you registered for Duns and Brad? And do you have a Paydex number? Do you know what a Paydex number is and why it's important? So we talk about all kinds of things and, make sure that you've got it structured right. So we wanted to give you a few of those tidbits tonight. MJ, I'm doing all the talking here.
Well, you spitting gems. And I just love it the way you break it down for people to understand, because basically that EIN is like that magic number to have access to everything and anything. You can purchase homes, cars, like I did it myself, in your business name, and allowing you as a person to utilize the equipment or whatever you purchase. You're living like basically free.
Exactly.
And the power of business just helps you to do that. So, and then making sure that you started off in the right way saves you money in the long term. So you don't have to go back to a professional like, ooh, can we do this, undo that? Setting up that business structure is almost like putting a puzzle together. You have to have all the right pieces, and it has to be consistent. So, and there's where you can pay people to do things, but a lot of this information is on Googlina.
And it's free. It's free. I've seen companies charge $500 for an EIN number. Did you know that you can go to IRS and it takes less than 10 minutes to fill out the information and you get it for free? And you can download it to a PDF form as soon as you're done. Totally free.
Just did last week.
So you need that EIN number to open your business bank account, by the way. So make sure that you do everything accordingly. And if you're in North Carolina, the Secretary of State is online. It's $128 to register. I can't even talk tonight. Register your business. I love giving away information. But you register your business and start your LLC for $128. Companies will charge you anywhere from $500 to, I've seen $3,500 from some companies. So these are things that you just need to know where to go and what to do. But if you need guidance, there's always people who will guide you through it. MJ and I would love to help you with it too. Just let us know. But once you have your LLC, you get your EIN. The LLCs you do not need to expedite, because while they're doing everything online, they've been coming back within 24 to 48 hours. So they're super fast, even right here at the end of the year with holidays. I've had two of my friends that have signed up for LLCs, and they were amazed. One of them came back same day.
Mm-hmm.
It was that fast, guys, with no expedite. So love the Secretary of State. If you're in South Carolina, since we're right here close where you cross over the border, you guys are in for a treat too. In North Carolina, we have what we call an annual report that's due every April 15th that costs us $200 to file.
Yeah.
South Carolina, you do your LLC, you're one and done. You're good to go.
$110.
And you don't have to file it. So there's perks to both sides of the table.
Mm-hmm. You got to know what table you're on.
Exactly. And then there are things that you're going to be able to write off. Even a sole prop that's filing a Schedule C, or an LLC of one that's filing on a Schedule C, if you have a home office, a dedicated home office where you're legitimate, I'm going to build a business, everything that your home needs, your home office needs. And it's a tax credit, guys. Tax credits are dollar for dollar, where deductions are only a percentage of what you're turning in. And so You've got rent, you've got mortgages, you've got lights and internet and water, all the utilities that you need. Some people have to pay for trash pickup. Anything that your home needs, your home office needs, and a portion of it can be written off on your taxes. So, just a little tidbit. And when I'm a business owner, the miles that I drive are my business miles. So if I'm going to Walmart to grocery shop, but I also need to pick up things for my home office, if my intent was to pick up the business supply, those are business miles to and from. You can also hire your kids when you're a business owner. If they're between the ages of 7 and 17, they can become employees and you can pay them up to the standard deduction. It's an employee payroll that you're doing, so it deducts from your business, but they don't have to pay taxes on that money if they're between 7 and 17 unless you go over that standard deduction. You can teach them skills, you can teach them to appreciate the value of the dollar, you can teach them budgeting and tithing and saving, and it's a whole different mindset when you teach your kids these things young while we're getting that tax write-off than when you wait till they get old enough that they've formed their worldly opinions. And I'll tell you, it makes a difference when I look at my daughter and somebody else's kids. It's day and night sometimes because she's got that budget sense of I've got to save. I can't just go blow every dime because I have bills to pay. But I'm grateful that I have this job that pays my bills versus everything's disposable. And when you have your kids work in your business, not only are they learning marketable skills that they can use later in life. I did real estate when my kids were small, and my daughter did all of my marketing and filing and all kinds of stuff that she actually went to college for now and has a degree in, and she makes the big bucks for it.
Okay.
But it gives them that different mindset of, oh, yeah, we're not putting this in the buggy because I want this, but I don't really need it because now I have to pay for it with my hard-earned money versus mom and dad just pay. So there's a lot of benefits to having that business that most people don't even know about, things that we pay day in and day out and take for granted.
I mean, if your kids are going to private school tuition, instead of paying a school, pay your kids.
And let your kids pay it.
And then that becomes a
tax write-off.
Boom.
So
Gems.
it's just smart ways to move your money around and make it work for you. And nobody tells me what I can and can't do with my paycheck. So it's the same thing. The kids earn the money, they can pay their own tuition, but it makes more responsible students too when they have to pay their own tuition.
Okay, when you're looking at the bill, it's different.
Totally different. And then on the topics of like making sure you get a bank account, making sure that you've got a bank that does business, not just, we have accounts available. Are they going to be able to elevate you? Can you have a personal banker that's going to pay you attention, who's going to know your name as soon as they see your face walk in the door?
Relationships.
Are they an SBA partner? Can they help open up doors for you for grants and funding and small business loans to elevate your business to that next level? Because when you open your doors, you should always be thinking ahead of things. Build your systems out as if you're already there. You're going to speak it into existence because that's going to take you farther. And when I was teaching my course a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about our core values and why we're in business and what our vision and mission is, I said, imagine going down the road, and I borrowed this from the Benham Brothers, by the way, but imagine you're going down the road and you see three guys mixing concrete. And you ask the first guy, what are you doing? He's like, what do you think? I'm mixing concrete. And you're like, oh, okay. And you go to the next guy and you're like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I'm laying a foundation. And then you're like, okay, let's ask the third guy. And he says, I'm building a hospital that's going to help sick kids. Which one of those do you think is going to work through the heat, through the cold, through thick and thin to make sure that the job is accomplished no matter what? Because they've got a greater vision. They can see their why. Why am I in business? What am I doing? And they are already on that path of what's going to make it come together. So today you're going to start, as a business of one, but how do I duplicate myself? What systems are in place? How do I want my business run and my clients taken care of for that next person that comes in? If I have procedures already put in place and I'm ready to duplicate myself, and MJ's like, well, how can I help you grow your business? And I'm like, here's what I need. And I hire him. He's got a blueprint already there that he's going to follow. So I can expect that he's going to take care of things once he's trained and ready with my system, and it's going to run just like I'm there. Because when we start, we're working in our business. But as our business grows, we should be working on the business, not always hands on in the business. And if you can duplicate yourself and you hire correctly, then that's how it grows and grows and grows. And you're ready for that next thing without having to even blink. If you think McDonald's is not a system, think again.
Okay.
Everything is down to like a letter. They actually have videos, and you sit in those training videos and you watch step by step how each thing in their organization is done, how it's run, what the expectations are, right down to the second of how long you cook a hamburger patty.
Mhm.
So every business needs a system, and it needs to be in writing, and everything needs to be duplicatable. And then you're going to need your power team. And power team does not mean just the employees that you hire. It's your banker, because you should always have a banker that can help you walk through anything. You should have a financial advisor, a tax accountant, not just a bookkeeper, a tax accountant who can handle your finances, guide you through. If you do get funding and grants, you need to know how to spend that money properly on your business
And legally.
to grow it and to do the things that it's supposed to do, what it's intended for, because that's how the system continues. That's how it flows. And you need to make sure that everything is documented, so when it comes tax time, you're not pulling your hair out. And someone who can consistently guide you through what that tax season looks like, so that you're not filing crazy stuff each and every year that's different from the year before. It needs to be a system in place for your growth. You're going to need an attorney, because you need legal advice, and everybody should stay in their
I'm
lane.
sorry to interrupt, but unfortunately we do close at 9 o'clock now.
Okay.
Just letting you guys know.
So, guys, we're going to have to wrap this up and give you more nuggets later, but we just wanted to put the bullet points out there and give you something to dine on. So, like us, subscribe. There'll be a lot more coming.
And guess what? We said we got some surprises for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link to Miss Mary's ebook, just in case you want to kind of get a start on getting your 2023
2023 going. And he's dropping the link to my very first book that's about personal finances and why you should have a business tax-wise. There's a new book that'll be released on Amazon and Kindle coming out this Tuesday that's called Finding Your Own Way. It's a blueprint to starting your business step by step, and all the things you need to know and where to go to get everything set up properly. And then I have another ebook that I'll send MJ the link to, and I'll also post it in my feed for my mastermind workshop that we just completed. So, guys, stay tuned.
And I've heard great things, so I'm ready. I don't know if about y'all, but I'm ready to get right for the new year. Again, I will post a summary where you can get all the links, all the information. If you didn't get a chance to catch the live, DM me if you have any questions, comments, concerns, because we got something big this year coming out. Yeah. So your feedback is definitely much needed. And before we get kicked out again, y'all have a happy holidays, and tune in tomorrow for day 6 of the 12 Days of Christmas series.
See y'all.
Oh, and where can they reach you?
Oh, they can reach me on Instagram at Project Rent No More. Facebook is also at Project Rent No More, or at 704-507-3893.
All righty. Y'all know where to find me, Renew Designs LLC, on all platforms. Happy holidays, y'all, and be safe.